Call to order the Concord Township Council meeting for June 2nd, 2026. If we could all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Justice for all. We have some recognition and announcements that we need to read into the record. Upcoming meetings and events, more information are on the website. June 4th, the Park and Rec Board meeting. June 5th, summer kickoff, movie in the park, Minecraft at 7 p.m. June 7th, summer kickoff, farmers market in the park at 10 a.m. Also on June 7th, summer kickoff concert in the park, the Del Crows at 7 p.m. June 10th, historical commission meeting. June 13th, race for the watershed and ducky regatta over at the Newland Grits Mill. That's a worthwhile event. They do a great job with that every year. June 14th, the farmers market again at Smithbridge Road at 10 a.m. June 15th, Planning Commission public meeting. June 17th, zoning hearing board meeting. June 19th, Juneteenth celebration at the AME Church on Spring Valley Road. June 21st and June 28th are also the farmers market at the Smithbridge Park. Under reports, Public Safety, Vanita is not here, so her report will be entered into the record. Open Space, Trails, and Recreation, Mr. Crossan.
Thank you, Mr. President. As you just noted, we've got a lot of exciting activities planned for this summer, so the township did a mailer out to the community with all the details for everything, and so hopefully we have another great summer of turnout. I want to highlight that the Parks and Rec Department has recently partnered with Jahako, which is a local family-owned business that turns plastic bags and packaging into durable, eco-friendly furniture, and we are partnering with them for a memorial bench program in our parks. So contact the township office if you're interested in getting a bench in honor or memorial of someone. We have glass recycling that has been set up over at the Public Works area on Smithbridge Road. The Delaware County's 36th annual senior game started this week with the first pickleball games being held here at the BYC Fieldhouse. We are partnering with Special Olympics of Pennsylvania for pickleball practices on our township pickleball courts through September. And we have over 100 high school students attended the 6th annual Teen Safe Driving Rodeo at the township campus recently. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Sewer and Public Works, Mr. Gillespie.
Yes, thank you. And the normal things every month, check to maintain all pump stations 3 times a week, operate and maintain both sewer plants daily. On May 15th, we hosted a quarterly meeting for the Eastern Pennsylvania Water Pollution Control Operators Association. This group is one of the bodies that helps with legislation, education, community outreach, connections for sewer workers, operators, and their systems. Approximately 500 people came to our facility, and it was a great networking event. And also with capital projects, our SCADA control project is moving forward into installation of sensor equipment around the entire sewer plant. We hope to have everything installed by the end of summer, followed by new control panels. The Cambridge Down Sewer Installation Project will be going out for bid, most likely early 2027. And the sludge thickening and drying project is still in design stage. And we are hoping to have that project fully completed by next year.
Thank you.
And regarding Public Works, you're too quick. Regarding Public Works, the Bush Hill Farm, the parking areas at the dog park were expanded to improve access and accommodate usage. Sinkhole repairs, staff identified and repaired a large sinkhole on Woodsview Drive, and the crews cleaned debris from storm drains, installed many township signs, filled numerous township potholes, maintained township gardens through regular weeding and upkeep. That's the end of my report.
Thank you. Building and Code Enforcement, James is away, so I will make his report part of the record. Planning Commission, Larry?
Planning Commission activities for May. The Planning Commission agenda meeting along with the public meeting in May were both canceled. Planning Commission currently has no new plans. Concord Acquisitions LLC Shops at Concord project was granted an extension until 8/4 of 2026 for land development and conditional use applications while going through zoning. The zoning application has been continued until June 17th, 2026. Obviously, that's later in our agenda, so that will be touched on. 90-day extension was requested for Darlington Square West at 325 Baltimore Pike. And then, as stated earlier, the schedule for the month, the agenda meeting will be on June 8th, and the public meeting will be on June 15th. And that's all for planning.
Thank you. Solicitor, Mr. Diane.
Thank you. The township manager has forwarded me the letter from Mr. Paul Lincoln, Officer of Ridings at Chadds Ford HOA, regarding a formal demand for downstream stormwater protections as a condition of approval with respect to the shops at Concord, Ridge Road, and 202. And the township, and he requested a response, and the township's response is as follows. Dear Mr. Lincoln, please be advised that Concord Township acknowledges receipt of your letter dated June 1st, 2026, and responds as follows. A copy of your letter will be provided to the Concord Township Planning Commission, the Concord Township Council, and Concord Township's engineer for review and consideration. As such, it will be made part of the record regarding the land development review. We also received correspondence from Ellen and John Spoor and Mr. Voigt, and this is regarding, again, the shops at Ridge and the revised preliminary / final land development plan, and the response to their request is as follows, or their comment. Please be advised that the outstanding NP DES applications and approvals are indeed mandatory before development could proceed. This has always been Concord Township's policy, practice, and procedure. However, those permits are not issued by Concord Township and are not part of the recent submission made to Concord Township at this time. As noted by the Spoors, the Township's acceptance of an application, and we agree, does not constitute a determination that the application complies with Township ordinances, satisfies state permitting requirements, adequately addresses stormwater impacts, or resolves the outstanding concerns raised by neighboring residents and municipalities. Finally, if mandatory stormwater and environmental permits are not issued, the project could not proceed. The bottom line is that the acceptance of the revised plans merely starts the township's review process and the time limits governing the process as required by the MPC, meaning the Municipalities Planning Code. Thank you. And then is Mr. Cleary here by any chance? Mr. Cleary, at the last meeting, had indicated that he had filed a right-to-know request, and he made a response that he wanted it answered promptly and timely, and the township's response to Mr. Cleary is as follows. Dear Mr. Cleary, thank you for providing Concord Township with your request for information pursuant to the Pennsylvania Right-to-Know law. On May 6, 2026, we received the attached request, which you provided in person. Under the Right-to-Know law, a written response to your request was due on or before May 13th. On May 13th, the township sent notice. It was extending the due date until June 12th. However, here's the response to the Right-to-Know. Your request has been denied. The Right-to-Know law does not require agencies to be unreasonably burdened by having to repeatedly answer the same request from the same requester for the same records. As you have previously requested these records numerous times, and the township has responded to each of these requests for the same records, your new request for the same records is denied under Section 506A of the Right-to-Know law regarding disruptive request. By way of further answer, the township has received and responded to your request for these records 12 times over the past 16 years as follows. And these are all attached as exhibit. Exhibit A, a request of April 16th, 2010, and the response there too. Exhibit B, a request of November 11th, 2010, and a response thereto. Exhibit C, the request of November 22nd, 2010, and a response thereto. Exhibit D, the request of October 12th, 2012, and the response thereto. Exhibit E, the request of March 26, 2018, with response and all documents associated with your appeals of that response. Exhibit F, request of November 8th, 2023, and a response. Exhibit G, request of January 9th, 2024, and a response. Exhibit H, request of January 11th, 2024, and a response. Exhibit I, the request of May 12th, 2025, with response, and the OOR final determination, and that's the Office of Open Records. Exhibit J, the request of May 12th, 2025, with response. Request of May 15th, 2025, with a response. And Exhibit L, finally, the request of July 7th of 2025 and its response. And Mr. Cleary, you do have a right to appeal this response in writing to the Office of Open Records. Thank you. And that's all I have at this time.
Thank you. You?
Yeah, sorry. Only update is I have no update on the road program. Has not been scheduled. If it does get scheduled before our next council meeting, we will use all of the township communication methods to get that information out.
Just going back to the solicitor's report, Hugh, was there recently a conference regarding the winery and the camp meeting?
We're still waiting the judge's decision
Okay, got it.
on that. Thank you.
Amanda, Township Manager.
Sure. I just wanted to point out, super proud of our team. When I got here, we created a workplace safety committee. And they recently, from the insurance company at a conference with multiple municipalities and others insured, we received an award. And I'm really proud. The Safety Committee Achievement Award for Outstanding Contributions to Excellence in Workplace Safety. From a manager standpoint, there is nothing better to receive than to know that your staff and everyone is practicing safety daily so that they can go home at the end of the day to their families. So really proud of our team, and I just want to point out, I thought that was awesome. Thanks.
All right. Citizen comment, anyone with any comments regarding anything on the agenda or any issues before the township? Mr. Tucker? How you been doing? Doing okay?
Okay. Had to see the spine surgeon on Friday, so maybe not so good.
Not fun.
The reason, Jim Tucker, 86 Mendenhall Drive. A couple times a year during the summer, I'll come and talk to Amanda about the Fasciola properties across the street from me being overgrown, and there's with the rain and the sun the last couple weeks, they're starting to get overgrown again. It'd be nice to get somebody over there.
Okay.
Clean them up.
Okay,
Thank you.
you got it. Anyone else? Yes.
Gene Goebel, 7 Quaker Lane. Wanted to address some of the comments made last month regarding the planting of trees and carbon dioxide absorption. The comment was made that the 200 trees given away and planted would in 20 years absorb 4 tons of carbon dioxide. That number is exactly accurate. The problem is every single person residing in this township emits 5 tons of carbon dioxide, and every single car in this township emits another 5 tons. Concord Township is 13.5 square miles. That equates to 8,640 acres. It takes 7 acres of forested land, 240 trees, to offset 5 tons of carbon dioxide. So even if this township were completely forested, we would offset 1,200 people or 1,200 cars. We have 20,000 people, and we have 100,000 cars on Route 1 and 202 every day, which equates to 10,000 full-time cars. So we're emitting 30-fold what we could absorb if we were 100% forested. So my request is, I love trees as much as the next guy, but we're not absorbing anything of any substance. And my other question is, what's going on with Home Depot and Target? Zoning violations that have been going on for years. They don't ever seem to make the monthly paper where other folks do.
I mean, Hugh, I believe that there's a citation that was issued for district court, correct?
Yeah, I assume so. I don't know. I mean, I did not issue it.
Yeah, there
Possibly
was
managed it.
definitely, I'm saying that, but there was definitely an issuance that went that way, that I saw.
Hillside Hotel makes your paper. How's come Home Depot and Target doesn't get the publicity?
Well, I don't know if Bob would, I don't know what he put in his report, if he put that in, if it was like in that timing. But I know that there was definitely something issued with Home Depot taken further.
Okay. Also last month, Nate made a comment about adding a lane to Evergreen Drive to improve traffic flow. I realize it's just a study, but is it lawful for us to approach Costco to fund this? I mean, obviously this is for their benefit. Are we allowed to even ask if they'll fund?
Is this the left-hand turn going on the Evergreen Drive off of
Correct.
Baltimore Pike
Right.
with the lanes already there?
The lane's not there. I guess you have the space for it.
We had,
Oh, you just added it?
it's striped not
The
to be
lane's
used.
there, but it's blocked off. Right, so in my world, the lane's not there. You're gonna go spend money, right? We're paying Nate. You're gonna go paint something. You're gonna add traffic lights. We're spending, no, you're not? Okay. Nate works for free?
No, we're requesting a grant from PennDOT from their automatic red light enforcement program to fund that project. That would add a second turn lane on northbound Baltimore Pike, turning into the entire shopping center, including Britton Lake Corporate Center, Broughton Lake Shopping Center, Costco,
So
the various other businesses all along North Evergreen Drive.
Do you expect this, does the state normally fund that 100%, or
They
they
fund-
typically a portion?
They
or
fund up to 100%.
What's a is that typical?
They issue thousands of these, so I could not tell you what's typical.
And if they don't fund, is it unlawful to ask Costco to contribute? Do we ever do that?
I think my recollection is if you go to that intersection, that is the only left-hand turn movement that does not have a double left. When the shops at Britton Lake, when Brandolini was building the Concordville Town Center, and even when Costco came in, we requested PennDOT to allow us to make this a double left. Both times were denied by PennDOT. I don't know why. It would have made perfect sense, and at that time, we had developers ready, willing, and able to fund that work that would need to be required to activate that left-hand turn lane. Now we're to the point where we're going to try to get a grant. No, we haven't approached Costco. It might be a phone call we will make, but I think if I speak for my colleagues, we are going to do this improvement because it is desperately needed. Whether we have to pay for it, we get a grant, or whether Costco pays for it.
Desperately needed, how and why, right? Like,
Well, we
we added more lanes compared to 40 years ago to Route 1. Did that improve traffic flow? Not from my perspective.
Obviously, when it
Maybe
was-
brings
obviously,
in
when
more
it was-
traffic, but is that improved flow, or it's just more traffic?
Obviously-
More turn lanes equals more traffic eventually.
Obviously,
In
when
short
it was
term,
designed, they anticipated someday this would come, where we would activate that lane. You do get there sometimes where there is such a queue at the existing left-hand turn lane that it restricts the straight-through traffic at the end of the island there. So it's going to get done, and we'll figure it out. And who's going to pay for it?
Also, we would be authorizing a U-turn in one of those lanes. And we're looking into getting an authorized U-turn because there's no U-turn available anywhere along the Baltimore Pike there to facilitate northbound traffic going to southbound businesses.
Okay. All right.
course, restricting traffic may be the ultimate method to reducing traffic.
Okay.
I just wanted to further, Braves just pulled it up for me. We have a civil complaint that went to district court on May 6th. So we're waiting for that to get scheduled. I believe it's just Home Depot on this.
Okay. Anyone else? Moving right along with the agenda then, we will get into our consent agenda. Yes, I asked if anyone else, if you, come on up if you'd like, I'm sorry. Well, we're going to do it here.
I'm just wondering if the Sheridan Black, 30 Ridings Way in Chadds Ford, I'm just wondering how the presentation of the plans on the shops at Ridge Road will affect the deadlines going forward?
Deadlines regarding what?
Well, as I understand it, when the plans are accepted by the township, that triggers certain timing. Say, the
Yes.
planning commission, for one.
That starts a 90-day clock, like every other development in Pennsylvania. When a plan gets submitted to a municipality, there's a formal process for accepting the plan for review, and then the clock starts. We, as an administrative board of the township, have 90 days to make a decision. So it goes to the planning commission. The planning commission finishes up with their recommendation. They recommend it to township council, and then we deliberate and make a decision. Sometimes, in fact, most times, they get extended because, especially on a large project that we're seeing, I'm sure it will be extended maybe once, maybe twice, who knows, because the applicant may need more time to answer questions from the reviews. We get reviews from our engineer, the township engineer, the sewer engineer, the fire marshal, the our planning consultant, and the county planning commission. So there's a lot of pieces to the puzzle. So officially, it's a 90-day clock.
Starting when they present it.
Starting, if we accept it tonight, as it is on the agenda, tomorrow is day one.
Okay. And is the developer the only one that can extend it?
I believe. I have to ask our solicitor that, but I believe the applicant.
This project's going to involve not only a review of the land development plan, but there are some conditional uses listed with this plan. So sort of running on a parallel course when it finally gets to council, there'll be hearings on the conditional uses also. So, I mean, to be determined. The likelihood of this moving forward in 90 days from tonight is in my humble opinion, is doubtful. I think it's going to take an extended period of time, but you don't know these things until we get started, until
I just didn't know who had permission to ask for an extension. I understand the developer does, but if
the township may at certain times request extensions also.
Okay. And the reason I ask is there was an August date scheduled for something, and I didn't know if that was a date that was being extended. But if you don't know what that date is,
Well, because this is a new plan that they have filed. Now there's still the underlying plan, and as you recall, that underlying plan went into zoning. Apparently, they've backed off from the zoning hearings. My assumption is at some point they're just going to withdraw that plan. I mean, their lawyer is here. He may be able to answer that question. We have not heard that yet, but at some point in time, somebody's going to have to force the issue, and if need be, the township will with respect to that underlying plan.
And the August date, can you refresh my recollection on what that was?
Right now, I believe there's a July date for that the underlying zoning was extended to July by the zoning hearing board solicitor. That I do know for a fact. Now, an August date off the top of my head, I don't know what date you're referring to. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Go ahead.
Paul Lincoln, 41 Ridings Way in Chatsford. I'm a officer of both the Ridings Homeowners Association as well as Safe Ridge. And I just want to make a few comments. I did communicate some thoughts to you regarding the shops at Concord and the plan that is being considered. And this is mostly completely relevant to stormwater. I did communicate our expected conditions. We want to be acknowledged by the Concord Township Commission and the Board of Supervisors. These are extremely important to us. We are highly sensitized to possible impacts from flooding and contamination of our aquifer. We have not received any information regarding what the developer, Ms. Hill, and other members of the development are planning to put in place to acknowledge our concerns and make sure we're, at the very minimum, held to the condition we are right now. Our stormwater system is not designed to accept 20 acres of impervious surface and water that comes into our system. Impossible. We have 50 neighbors that are all on potable walls, not even including the Ridings too. So we're very sensitized to what is happening. We are going to pursue all avenues possible to ensure our happiness and not just happiness, our safety is preserved. And I just want to make sure, I know Amanda and John, you did acknowledge me. I just want to make sure the rest of the board knows that we're very serious about this and we're going to pursue all avenues to ensure that we're not in Concord Township, but we are a member in this whole development, and I just want to make sure that we understand we're going to do everything we can to ensure our interests are considered.
Thank you, Mr. Lincoln.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
And right before you got here, Mr. Lincoln, I did read in the response, and it is as follows, okay? Please be advised that Concord Township acknowledges receipt of your letter dated June 1st, 2026, and responds as follows. A copy of your letter will be provided to the Concord Township Planning Commission, the Concord Township Council, and Concord Township's engineer for review and consideration. As such, it will be made part of the record regarding the land development review.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you so much, Mr.
You're
Crosby.
welcome.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is Modesto Bigas Paladon.
Could you speak up, sir?
My name is Modesto Bigas Paladon, and I live in 396 Spring Road, Chatsford. My question has to do with the land development review process. It's the same project, but my question is specific to the land development review process.
Okay.
There's been some evidence that has been shared with some Chatsford residents regarding the boundaries of the development, and there's basically a shared boundary within the stormwater development plan that coincides with Chatsford. Is that in any way affecting your review of the land development? If that's validated during your land development review
As
process?
Mr. Donahue said, we have your letter.
I don't know if that was in the letter.
There's been several letters, and one or two of them mention about a property dispute, whether it's in Chadsford or Concord. The applicant is aware of that, and I believe they've satisfied that. But we'll find out more when our professionals actually review the plan and issue a letter. They will issue a review letter. I mean,
And that will be available to the public?
absolutely,
Okay,
sure.
thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, hearing none, we can get back to the meeting.
Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda, which consists of the following items for approval. First would be the council public meeting minutes of May 5th, 2026. Also, we have some bills to pay. Dana, could you handle that?
Sure, thank you, Mr. President. Total expenditures is $1,361,315.35. That consists of May payroll, which is $208,864.07. Current bills is $883,834.52, and our sewer bills at $268,616.76.
Okay, we have the appointment of Emily Dugan. Emily, you're here?
Hi.
You're going to be on our Park and Rec Board?
I hope so, yeah, that's the plan.
Well,
Yes, sir.
if you don't take a lot of time out of meeting, you're a sure thing. So thank you for being here.
Don't have to do anything?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Welcome aboard. And then, no, they don't tell you everything you have to do till after we got you hooked in. Accept this.
We appreciate your support. Thank you.
Accept this complete for filing the following applications: revised preliminary final land development plan and conditional use application for the shops at Concord. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 I'd like to vote as an abstention because I have filled out the proper paperwork recusing myself from anything with the shops at Britton Lake, or, shops at Concord. And I think I filed that paperwork with you earlier today, correct? All right. Octorara Trail update, Nate or Amanda, and/or Amanda.
Yep, happy to take it. We are working through the agreement still with owners along the route. The great news is the next item coming up is about an awesome donation received from an owner. So other than that, I'll wait till we get to that item.
Okay, that's the end of that report? Great. Resolution 26 of 2026. Whereas Circle R Investments LLC is the owner of a certain parcel of land partially located in Concord Township and Chadsford Township, and it recites the tax parcel numbers. Whereas Circle R land is required for the Octorara Trail being constructed in the Township of Concord. Whereas Circle R Investments LLC has agreed to donate the Circle R land and to Concord Township in connection with the Octorara Trail project. Whereas council believes that it is in the best interest and will best serve the welfare of the township and the citizens of Concord Township to accept the donation of the Circle R land from Circle R Investments for the purposes of the Octorara Trail project. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 26?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are also have a recognition of Leon, who has passed away, and Thelma Chernoff. They're an old Chester family. I've known them since I was a kid. They were the owners of the Circle R investment property and were gracious enough to donate the ground to the township. Part of it is in Concord, part of it is in Chadsford, but both parts of it are integral to the development of the Octorara Trail. So I think that puts us one step closer to getting this thing started. So if I'd like to make a motion that we present this certificate of recognition to Thelma Chernoff. She is Leon's surviving widow. If I could have a motion to do so?
It's your motion. You make the
I'll
motion.
make the motion.
And I will second it.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, this one here, Resolution 27 of 2026, the Verizon franchise agreement. You know, I have a couple of my channels don't come in too clear. Is this the time to bring that up?
No, not really, not tonight, but you can if you'd like. But this is a resolution merely renewing the contract and agreement between Concord Township and Verizon. And we've been through this before. The last contract was executed in 2006. Essentially, this gives Verizon a license to do what they do in Concord Township in terms of their services. They pay a fee to the township, 5% of their gross earnings, and that's essentially it.
Okay, so good. You have a question? Okay. So do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Traffic calming, Nate and Amanda. I see a report here from Pannoni.
Yes, so, Yes, so Amanda and Dan and the team here have been pushing us to clear up some loose hanging items and some old items. So in your packet is it's only 2 pages. 2-page memo where we tried to summarize just a bunch of these kind of items that are out there in the community. As you guys all know, here at meetings, online, at events, we get a lot of different complaints. And generally, we'll put them in the bucket of traffic calming, speeding, things of that nature. So what this memo does is it just kind of puts everything out there, summarizes the things that we think there's action items that we can do. A couple of them are going to be sending things to PennDOT, a couple of things we can do, some are going to be things Public Works can do, some really just don't have actionable items at this point in time. Talking to the township team, in the Public Works budget, I believe there was funding available for these items. So from a cost perspective, we have that covered in the budget. And the only item that does not have a cost associated with it right now is the first item, which is the traffic calming ordinance, which we are just looking for a recommendation to reboot that ordinance. We've just been running into a lot of roadblocks. That was written years ago before some of the current standards are out there. It's very prohibitive to install traffic calming in this township because of that ordinance, and it's really tied our hands to come up with creative solutions. So we were looking to see if you guys would give us the green light to brainstorm some new solutions. A lot of good examples out there in other municipalities we work with, and I can speak to any or all of the additional line items here in this memo.
What I'd like to bring forward is the memo is rather comprehensive. There's 15 items, a lot of different areas throughout the township that need assistance. What I'd like to do is take it to our Public Works Committee meeting, I believe it's on the 17th, and discuss it in committee, and then come back at the July meeting, and then we can see which ones we want to move forward with. So I put that, you need a motion for that, or there's no official action?
Yeah, I think we're just going to table it.
Yeah.
And have some
Table it.
discussion at the various committees that's appropriate, and then report back at the July meeting.
We'll revisit it next month.
No problem.
All right, sounds good. Discussion and authorization to advertise the proposed ordinance amendment for data centers. I think you've been working on this with Amanda's help, or vice versa?
Yes, Mr. President. A draft ordinance has been initiated, the purpose of which is to set forth certain conditions should such a land development application be received by the township. Some highlights or conditions would be as follows. It would be limited to the LI district. That's our light industrial district. It would require 8+ acres at a minimum. There must be mandatory separation from any type of residential use, medical use, etc. And safeguards would be imposed to protect against adverse impact to township infrastructure and the environment. Also keep in mind, though, at this time that the Governor's Office, the State Senate, and the State House are all considering legislation or guidelines regarding data centers. Concord Township will continue to monitor these developments. This draft ordinance will be reviewed by the Township Land Planner, the Township Engineer, and the Township Safety Officer, together with Township Planning Commission and the Township Council. There will be further review at advertised public hearings, and there will most likely be amendments and supplements to this draft ordinance. Finally, be advised that there are no applications for data centers that have been submitted to Concord Township.
Okay, so as you said, this just basically gets this in the lineup and the batting order for the review by all the agencies, including ourselves, our planning commissions, our consultants, the county, and then have the appropriate hearings.
Correct.
I'm also not mistaken, the fact that this is I think what qualifies as a pending ordinance.
Correct.
If we were approached tomorrow, let's say, by a data center, we would at least have some standing that we were working on an ordinance.
Correct.
Okay, so this is just basically to get this in the rotation so we can move it through the system. Do we have a motion to do so?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Thank you
Aye.
for coming
Aye.
out this evening.